G'day everyone, welcome back to my 2021 Inktober challenge, where I nature journal something for every day for 31 days. Let's see how the first week went. For the first day, I didn't venture far because the rain was intermittent. I liked Marley's first prompt of gnarly old tree and found one along the path. Initially, I was going to do a different tree, but this one called to me when I saw its two little windows and dancer's pose. I decided to sketch the tree in the middle of the page in pencil first and go over it with ink afterwards. While I was drawing and writing down some notes, the mozzies started biting, so I finished up the drawing and headed back to do the inking at home. I really like how the white made it pop and the black shows the burnt bits. On the second day, we went to my brother's house for his birthday and it was quite rainy. We were outside in the backyard for a while, so I drew 3 landscapitos. The first one that I actually forgot to film was just the view looking back into the yard. Next, I drew some pansies in the pot on the table in front of me. And finally, a neighbour's jacaranda tree with a few seed pods and leaves still hanging on at the top. What was cool was that my mum and brother joined me for some sketching, and even my niece decided to play with the different shiny pens to give it a go as well. For day 3, I wasn't sure what to draw when I left, but I knew Marley's prompt was to do a messy sketch of a moving animal. So I was on the lookout for that and thought that birds would be good, but first I had to find some. I walked towards the beach and first came across some galahs and a big old tree calling quite loudly, but they left as I got my gear out. As I was leaving, I heard some grey fantails in the bushes nearby. They hung around much longer. I didn't manage to film the quick sketches at the time, just the birds themselves, so I've only got footage of me adding to the page once I got home. On a walk about a week earlier, we'd spotted these huge banksia flowers, and sadly one that had been broken off, either by an animal or a person. Today was wet, and I felt like doing a little bit more of a detailed drawing, so I decided to draw the banksia flower we'd picked up. Sometimes details really scare me, so to not worry and just get started, I used pencil to get the overall shape first. One advantage to drawing it from this angle was that I had to pay attention to what I was actually seeing, not what I expected to see, in order to get the perspective right. Like the leaves around the stem and the bottom of the flower. With the inking, I tried to look for shapes and dark and light patches, and studied the flower this way. It was quite meditative. Then, when the drawing was done, it was easy to just write about the features I'd noticed and the questions I had. If you're enjoying this so far and would like to see more, remember to give this video a thumbs up. Thank you. Marley's prompt for day 5 was a quick sketch of an invertebrate, so I was looking outside for spiders or insects. I headed towards the inlet, then followed along the shore when I spotted this dead crab upside down in the water. I pulled off my shoes and socks, went in the water, grabbed it, and then started sketching while my feet dried in the sun. Carrying it over from the water, I noticed that the top of the crab actually flipped open like a hinge, so it revealed the insides, and I knew I wanted to journal the inside of the crab and underneath it as well as just the top view. I did a modified contour drawing first, then filled in some details before moving on to those other views. Despite looking for a skull for Marley's prompt, I didn't find one, so I settled at the beach today to do a soundscape instead. I let my hearing take charge and put down marks on the paper to indicate the sounds I was hearing around me. A few times I closed my eyes to really focus on just my hearing. It was a lovely way to immerse myself in my surroundings, and once my page was full, I went back to label things or make some parts stand out more. It was really fun, and I'd love to see how other people make their marks for this exercise. Once again, I chose to go with my own prompt and tried to do a zoom in, zoom out exercise on a grass tree next to the path. Unfortunately, I changed my camera settings and the new angle didn't capture my sketching. I'd noted it before because of its large size, and it had so many different textures with the broken bits on the ground. Sadly, there was also some dumped rubbish next to it. If I had more room on the page, I would have done more zooming out to describe the surroundings of this grass tree, and probably fit in the top of that flower stem too. What did you nature journal this week? Have you tried doing a soundscape before? Let me know in the comments below, and remember to check back next Friday for days 8 to 14 of Inktober. See you!